Yes, 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 yes. Back again tonight. You're welcome to the show. The Dawn in the building. You know what I mean? Welcoming everybody onto this show. The Dawn in the building. Let's sign in. Let's sign in. All right. It's all about Champions League tonight. Welcoming everybody onto this one. It's all about Champions League show tonight. We're doing a match. I'm talking about the game played yesterday. I'm talking about Arsenal versus Bayern, which ended in draw soup 2-2, and also Real Madrid versus Man City, which also ended 3-3. I'm not always here. No, I'm with this great man. This great man is ready. I'm calling on Mark. Mark, are you ready? What's going on, bro? You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm happy to join the show today. And, the Champions League is a massive, massive competition. And yesterday we were treated to a super class soccer fiesta. And it was nice to see all those goals coming in. And it was really fun. I enjoyed myself. And I'm sure fans around the world also enjoyed themselves watching the UEFA Champions League.
All right, you're welcome once again. Please smash the like on the video, subscribe if you're watching this for the first time. We are One ISTV. We want to quickly do the match aftermath, the match review of the two games played yesterday before we go into another exciting game coming on after. Today. Matt, the two games ended in draw, and I want to quickly tell us about this game. Tell us what's your review on this game, Arsenal 2 and Bayern Munich 2. So much drama. What's your take?
Yes, it was an exciting game. I actually expected Arsenal to win it, but for one reason or the other, they are playing top European champions in Bayern Munich, and so it wasn't exactly easy for them. And when the game started, I saw that Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal coach, made two changes from the team that won emphatically against Brighton. He brought in Kivior, he brought in Martinelli, he dropped Zinchenko and Jesus to the bench. And Bayern Munich also made their own changes. They made 4 changes from the team that lost last weekend in the Bundesliga. That was their second consecutive loss because they lost to Borussia Dortmund. And when the game started, Arsenal showed intent. I love that lovely call by Bukayo Saka on the back of that defender and into the net of the Bayern Munich goal. And it was exciting from then on. But then what let them down was some schoolboy defending, some shady defending. The goalkeeper couldn't find the right momentum to play a goal kick out, and he started playing into the hands of the opposition players. And then against the run of play, they scored 2 goals, and bam, Arsenal had their work cut out for them. At halftime, he had to bring in Zinchenko, I think, and they pressed and pressed and pressed for an equalizer, and that actually came from Trossard. And at the end of the day, they finished the game 2-2. But the two talking points are one, Harry Kane did it again. Arsenal fans all over the world thought that they've seen the back of Harry Kane because he went to the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. But here he is back, and he has scored against them again, a penalty. And that makes it 14 goals in 19 games against Arsenal. That is as impressive as Didier Drogba. So that broke Arsenal hearts. And later on in the game, we had that incident where Bukayo Saka, who thought he had won a penalty, but he wasn't given. And the social media and the internet space is divided now about what actually happened. And we are going to talk about that.
Yeah, actually, we're going to talk about that. That being said, into that game, everybody thought Arsenal is going to have, a very good night. Good game because of their prowess during the. I'm talking about the league games. They are fantastic. So what now went so cool? Like, is it just that? Are we talking about Bayern? You can't, categorize this competition as a league because you can never tell. We all saw what Borussia, this Bayern Munich team did over in their league. They were so down. They couldn't do anything over the weekend. They lost 2 games, and all of a sudden, they find their rhythm in Champions League. What's your take in between the league and the Champions League? Are we saying they're not compatible? They cannot be comparable.
Okay, so this is the thing. It is important for football fans to understand that local competitions, cup games and league games are different from continental competitions. So
Competitions.
when you are playing in the Bundesliga, you are playing in the La Liga, you are playing in the EPL, you play your opponents more often and you know them better.
Better. Yeah.
For instance, in England, you have the FA Cup, you have the league, you have the League Cup, which is Carabao Cup or something. The name has changed now. It keeps changing. So you have like three competitions. If you are a big club, you can play up to four. So
Mm.
there's chances that you will play at least two or three times. You play each opponent two or three times, two times at the least, and you continue to do that every season. So you come to understand how your opposition play because you play them more often and you are more conversant with the players. But
Yeah.
in Europe, you can play somebody this season, you can play a club, and you may not play them in the next 3, 4, 5 seasons.
Yeah.
So it becomes a problem. So you only watch them on television and you analyze their games against other clubs. So coming into this game, Arsenal had a beautiful run in the league. Bayern Munich were struggling.
Yeah.
Their coach is leaving. They lost to Borussia Dortmund 2 weeks
Mm.
ago. Last weekend, they lost to Heidenheim,
And then yeah.
which is supposedly a small team, and they conceded at least 2 goals in both of those matches. So Arsenal came into the game confident. But the thing about Bayern Munich is that this is the UEFA Champions League. They have been champions recently, I think as recently as 2020. And they did, when they would last won it, they did a treble.
Yeah.
And along with Barcelona, they are the only two clubs that have done the treble twice. So they have a higher pedigree than Arsenal. They also have some fantastic players like Musiala, like Kane, like Upamecano, like
Uh,
Eric Dyer,
Sani.
like Matthias de Ligt. Yeah. So you cannot dismiss them with a wave of the hand. And coupled with the fact that they have only lost, I think, one of their last 6 quarterfinal matches in the UEFA Champions League in England.
In
Yeah, I think
England.
it was Manchester City that beat them last season, but before that, they've not lost.
Mm.
Arsenal, they are playing their first quarterfinal since they last played Barcelona. If you remember,
Wow.
since the last,
Wow.
yes. So this is the first time. So and they have only qualified. They have only progressed two, I think, two out of the last 6 quarterfinals. So it is not exactly expectant that Arsenal would defeat Bayern Munich or would dismiss them just with a wave of the hand because they are having a good season domestically. So
Mm.
these are former European champions, 6 time European champions. So you cannot, you can't dismiss them just like that. And when the game started, I saw that Arsenal showed intent. They scored early. They
Mm.
kept possession. They had
Mm.
more touches in their opposition box, but they were not winning the duels. Bayern Munich were winning the duels both on the ground and aerially. They were
Mm.
winning that, and they against the run of play, they capitalized on the mistakes that Arsenal were making at the back, and they hit them for two. So Arsenal should count themselves lucky that they actually leveled the scores and they are taking that back to Germany. Now it is going to be a different kettle of fish in Germany because Bayern
Mm.
Munich will be at home and they are
Yeah.
playing in the UEFA Champions League. They are going to turn up the heat on Arsenal. So it is not going to be easy, and they cannot expect that they can rely on the back of ball possession every time to win games.
To
So
win
they
game.
really, really have their work cut out for them in Germany.
All right, thank you so much. Moving on to this one, please smash the like on the video. And this is the Champions League show. I'm here with Mark all the way from Canada. Moving on to this one, it's a massive game. It ended 3-3. I'm talking about Real Madrid and Man City. What's your take on this game? What your thoughts,
Yeah.
please?
Before I talk about that, I want to talk quickly about the Saka penalty incident.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to talk about that
Oh,
after.
okay, good. Okay, good. Then let's talk about this. So this game it actually brought out what I was expecting. I knew there were going to be a lot of goals, but I
Yeah,
wasn't expecting a 3-3 draw.
3-3
What I
draw.
was expecting was a 1-1 or 2-2. I didn't know that both of them will hit themselves for
Massive,
three. Yeah,
massive.
but Man City once again showed us why they are the champions of Europe. They had a striker who was a top nine who did not perform, he was just here and there. His head was all over the place. He didn't understand the game, in my opinion. But they all had other players who came to the party who actually did the needful when they needed to do it. And look at Bernardo Silva, just 2 minutes in, he had a very sensible free kick.
Yeah.
Sensible free kick that beat the Real Madrid goalkeeper, and they started leading. But then Madrid, not to be pushed over, they came out. You saw what Vinicius and Rodrigo were doing, and I think that Manuel Akanji did not do justice to that right side of defense like Kyle Walker would do by ensuring that he stops Rodrigo from making those runs into the box. And we saw one of those occasions where Real Madrid scored, and they started leading. But Manchester City, knowing what is at stake, they came back into the game. They fought hard, and they ensured that Foden. I was impressed with Foden yesterday and Grealish. They worked very hard, and they ensured that they led up to a point before Valverde came back and leveled the scores, and it ended 3-3. So it was a cracking game, massive game. I think, in my opinion, that it is advantage Manchester City now, because even though they have a defense that is suspect, that leak goes, they make up for it with an attacking trio and a midfield that is well balanced, that is a well-oiled machine that can destroy any defense anytime.
Well, that being said, let's move on to the talking point before we wrap up the show. And I'm going to leave you with this: is this a penalty? Talk to me, man. Is this a penalty? Because
in my opinion, yeah, their opinions are rife on the internet. I've seen a couple of them. The people, all Arsenal fans are thinking they were robbed. But in my opinion, I do not think this is a penalty, for the simple reason that when Bukayo Saka darted into the box, he lifted his right leg to go meet Manuel Neuer. It wasn't Neuer stretching out his leg to meet his, so that he upended him, and then it will call for a penalty. It was almost as if Saka wanted to capitalize on the fact that Manuel came out to meet him, and he took his right leg straight to him. As you can see in that picture, it was his legs raised. Manuel Neuer's legs, both legs are on the ground.
On the ground.
Yes, and his leg that is raised is not the leg with the ball. It is his left leg that is with the ball. So I think that decisions like this can be tricky. They can be, unpopular. But I think the referee made the right call. And Arsenal fans should just overlook this. And I know that in some other games, this have been given as penalty. But if you want to interpret the situation based on the rules of the game, this is not a penalty.
This is not a penalty. Well, anywhere you're watching from, you can drop your comment. Is this a penalty, or Arsenal should just move on? I want to say big thank you to you, Mark, for joining us on this one. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
All right. Please, viewers, please smash the like on the video. This is how far we can go tonight. And coming up next will be the game going to be played today. And that is after this show. I want to say big thank you to everybody. Please smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll come back again with the review, with the preview of the game coming up tonight. Bye for now.